this week's episode, we have the new deadlift world record holder, Adam Derks, on. And this episode is sponsored by Torque Strength and Conditioning. Torque Strength and Conditioning is a great place to work out and offers a variety of programs such as Torque GPP, Torque Barbell, Torque Fit, personal coaching and wellness, and youth and teen development. And we hope you enjoy the podcast.
So we took a road trip this week, and we were lucky enough to be put up by the world's strongest couple, Adam and Kim Derks.
Yes, sir.
Thanks for having us, guys.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Thank you.
Welcome.
And the king of the dog, Zeus, right?
Yeah.
So we drove up to Green Bay, Wisconsin this weekend to hang out with Adam Derks, and we're doing a seminar tomorrow over at CrossFit Dairyland.
Yep.
And so we stopped in tonight and got some great advice and some technique work and some movements that we've never really done before.
No,
and
it was great.
What did you guys think? What did we do tonight? We did some overhead pressing, some log press.
Yeah, some log press, and then
circus dumbbells.
Dumbbells. Yep.
Dumbbells.
And then you were showing us tricks on the circus dumbbells.
That's just more jackass moves.
We tried some grip stuff. And thanks to Kim, we had a lot of food tonight.
So much food.
Delicious.
I like the brownies.
Oh, the brownies are so good.
Yeah, they were delicious.
Pizza. What else did we have? Chips.
Chips and queso.
Oreos.
Pizza,
Oreos.
Oreos, yeah.
Beer, whiskey, cigars.
Beer.
Can't get any better.
So for people that don't know, do you want to kind of explain, Adam, what you and Kim's background is as far as being the world's strongest couple and what you guys have competed in? And
I'll explain my background, and then
Yeah.
Kim can do hers. I started off in wrestling first. I wrestled until my freshman year. My parents put me on the mat when I was literally walking. And then when I was...
So that was like 5?
Oh, before that. At least 3 or 4.
Yeah.
And I had an older brother that wrestled, so when he was in practice.
You grew up in it then?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then freshman year, I started getting into powerlifting. My brothers had already powerlifted. And then doing the weight cut for wrestling and powerlifting, it just wasn't correlating.
Yeah.
There was different coaching, and then I just didn't agree with the coaching in the wrestling anymore. So I put that aside and then focused on powerlifting. Powerlifted all through high school, all 4 years. I also did my first strongman contest in high school because they already had started strongman after they were done powerlifting. So, but my main focus was powerlifting at the time, so I just kind of did the strongman on Saturdays with them and blah, 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 but still the focus was powerlifting. I went to state freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, senior year, won 3 of the years.
Jesus.
Set records, pretty sure that they should be broken by now. After I graduated, I stopped powerlifting and then full-time to strongman within a few years, turned pro. And then now went to World's Strongest Man, and that's it.
That's awesome. That's quite a journey, though. That's impressive. And you're only 26, right?
Yep.
Okay. Kim, you want to tell us about you a little bit?
Oh yeah, 27 now.
When was your birthday?
When was your birthday? February what?
5th.
6th.
Yeah. 19th.
We're friends.
19th, yes.
19th, yeah.
Good month. Fran Tarkington, Michael Jordan.
My dad.
Yeah, nice. Aquarius.
Try to
Just
get a
saying.
little bit closer if you can. Anthony, we're going to edit some of this out, so you're all good.
Okay. No, just like...
Do you want to sit down? I'll sit
Okay.
down.
Okay. I don't care. What do
You
you
got
have?
booted to Zeus.
So, yeah, go ahead.
So basically, just kind of tell us your story, just like Adam did. Where did you start? Where are you going now? Kind of your career from beginning to now.
Sure. Well, when I was younger, I played sports, but it was
Grab
more
another
so
stone.
for fun, and I wouldn't really say that I was great at any of the sports that I did when I was younger. I didn't really get into lifting or competing in strongwoman until like the end of college. And originally, actually, the way I got into it was I started training at a like old school hardcore gym, and really I was just there to lose weight because I put on like 60 pounds in college, and I was just kind of like disgusted with myself and wanted to lose weight. So went to a local gym in my hometown, and again it was a old school hardcore gym. It's called Jacked Hardcore. It's in Illinois, and originally started out there just wanting to just better myself and lose weight. And some of the people who had trained there were powerlifters and strongman competitors, and really like within the first week or two they had asked me if I would be interested. First it was powerlifting. Would you be interested in doing powerlifting? And I was like, oh gosh, I'm horrible at benching. Probably not. Like I could probably squat all right and maybe deadlift all right, but benching is just, I would just embarrass myself. So I'm like, no, that's all right, but thank you for asking, whatever. Then it was probably a couple days later after that, like the next team had asked me, would you be interested in doing strongman or doing strongwoman? And I was like, what do you mean? And they're like, like World's Strongest Man, you see on TV. And I was like, oh yeah, I've watched that since I was a kid, like with my dad on ESPN and stuff like that, and that stuff's awesome. And no, I couldn't do that. Like there's no possible way. They're like, no, yeah, you could. Why don't you come and try it? And I was like, all right, well, I'll come and watch. So went to their practices, which I think they had like 2 or 3 times a week, and had gone. In the first time, of course, they're like getting me to touch the implements and trying things out empty, and the weights were doable for me. So I did it, and it was fun. And then they started adding weights to them, and it was going well. I think it was only a month that I trained for strongman, or trained doing strongman, before I did my first competition. And I did the competition and I won the competition, so I was like, okay, well, I'll try another one. Whatever. So I did another one about a month later. I think I got second place at that one, and at the time I was just home from college, like on break, like over summers and over winter break and things like that. So that was the only time I was really training it. When I was down at school, it was just like going to the rec center or whatever we had on campus. So I did lifting, but nothing like serious like I did now. So fast forward like a little over a year, I had graduated college, and then I had moved back home to do student teaching. And while I was student teaching, and then after the fact too, is when I got like actually serious into doing strongman and training it consistently and competing in it consistently. And at that time, I competed at the national level twice. The first year I got 3rd place, and then the second year I won. I competed at the Arnold the first year that they had any type of strongwoman there, and at the time it was actually called, I think, Strongwoman Fitness World Championships, and I want to say we had to be below 148 or something like that. Whoa. So I had a cut for that competition, but at the time I was always a 165 middleweight competitor, so I had to cut a bit for that competition, but that was the only like world level option at the time for strongwoman, and there was no pro strongwoman, at least in the US. There was no pro strongwoman at the time. So that's like 2010 to 2013 that I had done that. And then once I won nationals, that was kind of like the highest point that I could make it in strongwoman, and so I decided that I wanted to try a new sport that I had potential to go pro in, not realizing that I would so quickly or not, but I started doing bodybuilding, and I did women's physique. I did kind of my first show just as a bucket list thing. I just thought it'd be cool to get on stage and see what my body was capable of. So I did the Illinois State show, and I won, which qualified me for junior nationals. So
congrats.
That was
that's awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Real quick on that, what was your body weight when you went to compete for the physique competition compared to your...
I would say like my first show, like before I really like was starting to put on some decent amount of muscle. Yeah. I want to say my first show I was like 137.
So you didn't have to drop too much more from what the Arnold was in, right? You were kind of in that realm still?
Yeah, kind of in that realm, but like completely changing my body comp.
Yeah. Did you have any energy at that point when you're training for the physique competition? Was it?
When you're close to getting on stage, no.
Yeah.
You don't feel like, you kind of feel like, completely wiped out, but you're still, trying to push through the cardio and maintain the diet and stuff like that. So completely different way of eating, and then adding in obviously more cardio. But training, I wouldn't say changed a ton. I couldn't obviously towards the end lift as much as I was previously, but still trying to lift as heavy as I could as long as I could. So my first show I'd probably say I was around like 135, 137, and that show, like I said, I had won, which qualified me for junior nationals, which was a month later, if even that. It was either like 3 or 4 weeks later. So I did junior nationals, and I won, so I got my pro card at my second show, which was pretty cool.
That's awesome.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Quick, yeah.
Yeah, so that was not really like the plan to continue doing bodybuilding. Again, it was just like bucket list thing. But after I had won the first competition, I'm like, well, I might as well try junior nationals, see how it goes. And then once I won that, then I was like, all right, well, now I have to try a pro show.
Yeah.
Just because I have to. Like, always in my mind, I'm going to wonder, how I would have done. So I ended up doing a pro show like a month after that. And I want to say I got like 7th at that. And so, obviously not what I wanted after winning 2 shows back to back, but the pro level is a whole new ballgame. Like,
well, still to get top 10, that's pretty impressive.
Yeah, I guess
that's
an accomplishment, but I'm like, that's what losers.
Usually the best athletes are.
I hate not winning at anything. Like, it doesn't matter what it is. Like, Em and I can have like an eating competition, and
That you will lose at.
let's specify what type of eating I will lose at.
That doesn't matter.
If we had a speed eating competition, Adam would win. If we had a quantity eating competition, I would win.
Yep.
Guaranteed.
He did allude to throwing up earlier, so
If
I
you
think
have
he
kids,
kind
they can
of
eat more than I can.
Though I did beat you speed-wise with pizza eat-off a few times.
That's impressive.
That's how my relationship is too, man.
Is that most men in ones?
Speaking of that, I don't know who wants to take this one between you two, but do you want to explain how you met, and from there, how has your relationship been training-wise, encouraging one another, or not? You want to kind of go that
Kim
way?
stalked me.
Who's that hunk of fucking man?
She stalked me.
That is false. Okay, so let's revert back to
We're gonna veer towards his truth.
let's revert back to when I was doing bodybuilding and had taken a break from strongwoman and was doing bodybuilding. Adam, I found out like a year after the fact, was following my bodybuilding journey.
Yeah.
And
Through the old IG or what?
Yeah.
I didn't even have it then.
No, it was Facebook.
Okay, Facebook. All right.
Better than MySpace.
So apparently stalking me for a year before.
Stalking? I never said it.
Okay, secretly.
We've all done it, man.
So he never actually poked you? He just followed you?
No, I didn't even.
That was until I met her.
So anyhow, I was doing bodybuilding for a bit, and he must have been following like my transition from strongwoman to doing physique and whatever. So he had Facebook messaged me, slid into the DMs.
That a boy.
Everybody does.
And
if it's true love.
Had asked,
I don't know if it works that way.
he had asked if I had considered going back to doing strongwoman competitions, and I said that yes, I've thought about it, and that I was waiting for there to be a pro level for women. Because, once you make it to the highest level, and there's nothing above that, yes, you can continue to earn the same title as a national champion or whatever, but when there's nothing beyond that, you just...
Yeah, that's going to be tough. It seems like in almost any power sport, I don't know a lot of the history with strongman and powerlifting, but hell, people don't realize, I don't think Olympic weightlifting for women really started until the 90s, and that was in Missouri. And actually, one of our coaches in our area, who was president of USAW, Brian Derwin, was a big part of that. But my point is, wrapping this around is, strong woman seems to be fairly new as far as
it's a lot levels, better. Right? It's a lot better. When I started, you'd maybe see a girl or two, maybe.
Well, now it's fucking.
Now
all you see is women.
I prefer watching women compete over men. I think they care more, really.
I like coaching women more than men.
They're easier.
They're way easier.
So the pro level in the U.S. for women, I guess, began in 2015.
Wow.
Or no. It would have been the beginning of 2016 at the Arnold Strongman Corporation.
Yep.
That's when they came women. Yeah. Okay. So I it would have been the end of 2015 that Adam and I started talking. So at the time, like I said, was doing women's physique, and Adam had asked if I had considered going back to strong women, and at the time, like I said, I was waiting to see if there was eventually going to be a pro level for women, which there obviously should be. I mean, why do the men get that privilege and we don't? So anyhow, it came about that year, and I was still kind of like had some goals for competing in the IFBB and wanted to see how I can place up at a couple pro shows. And it just so happened that I was living in Illinois at the time, which is actually where, like, I was born and raised in Illinois until 3 years ago, and I moved here. And I was doing this strongman charity event, and it just so happened that the promoter of the event had invited me as a guest lifter, like to represent like the women, and had invited Adam as the guest lifter to represent the men. Not realizing that we had been talking for a few months at that point, like on Facebook.
Or did Adam have this all set up?
You planted that seed, didn't you?
And you just ruined it.
Oh no!
I'm like, if you did, this has been a secret for 3.5 years.
Well done.
So anyhow, we had talked on the phone and texting and on Facebook and whatever for a couple months, and then we officially met in person at that strongman. It was an actual competition, but it was for like something Christmas related fundraiser for kids.
Oh, cool.
Like
The entry fee was bringing a gift.
bringing toys.
Oh,
wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, that is cool.
That's great.
So it was pretty cool, and then there was a bunch of kids there like watching and like cheering and whatnot. So that was pretty cool. So Adam met me and my parents and my godmother, and was my grandma there too? So he met us all.
Met the whole family the first time?
First day.
Oh, shit.
Going straight to the
We
point.
had been talking like literally ridiculous amount of hours every day for like 2 months prior to that. So it's pretty much like we knew everybody's life, each other's life story going
That's awesome.
into that weekend.
Yeah.
So it's like a relief that we finally get to meet. But of course, Adam's like all nervous, and like I had to
I
walk
was
over.
not. I was
Yeah.
not.
I had to like go over and hug him when I walked in with my dad, and whatever else. And then we went through the competition. It was a lot of fun and whatever. And then I was saying bye to him, and I kissed him on the cheek. He was like all nervous to say bye to me.
That's cute, bud.
My version was a lot better.
Wait, we should compare stories here in a minute.
All right, Adam, it's your turn.
And then,
Not that.
yeah.
Are you done yet, Kim? Do you want to keep going? Sorry.
Well, and I would say from then on, every weekend we had seen each other. Either I had driven up to Wisconsin to visit with Adam.
How far of a drive was that for you?
It's like 3 hours.
Damn, that's great.
3.5.
Wow.
Or
It's not terrible.
It's not undoable, though.
No.
Yeah, that's fine.
I mean, we didn't want to do it long term, obviously. But.
Yeah. So then I moved up here, I guess like about 6 months after we started dating or talking, whatever you want to say. And moved here in June 2016. And yeah.
That's awesome.
She's still hooked.
So let's hear.
Adam, what's your version?
Probably shouldn't say. It's not as fun.
Because right.
She's right. Always.
Slid in the DMs.
Yeah.
I still have the
Yeah.
proof.
Shit. She is right. She does have the.
Do you guys want to speak upon how important or maybe unimportant training's been for you guys as kind of maybe a stress reliever or inspiring each other, along with you guys both have separate clients, right? Just kind of talk about how the relationship works with your own training and with clients.
Kim likes to say I like to start fights with her before I train. She says I train better.
It's so
Fuck this! I'm gonna go Walk out.
Dishes, damn it!
We don't even really train together.
Okay.
I mean, we like go at the same time or do the same thing, but to change the weights around and it's just too hard. But on like bodybuilding days, like first going to do accessories and use machines and shit, it's a lot easier to do it together.
For sure.
But other than that, we don't really train. We don't really train together.
Okay.
I mean, we have a group of us that
like,
trains, so there's like anywhere between like 3 and probably like 7 or 8 of us that will get together to train, and like half of the guys will train with me usually, and then the other few with Adam. It's just kind of like whoever's.
We just balance out like strength wise,
Closer
a
to
little bit
strength.
closer.
Kind of like what we did earlier.
Yeah.
Essentially, right? Kind of
Yeah.
just take our turn. And
Yeah.
go. Okay. I like that.
So we train the same things on the same days, but like our compound lifts, it just generally we're not doing together. So like we'll both do squatting on Mondays and legs, or we'll deadlift on the same day and do back, but it'll be like I'll have my deadlift bar set up, Adam will have his deadlift bar set up. That way we're not stripping off the weights and putting back on. It's just like it causes more of a hassle and just fatigues your back more. It's just like the weight comparison is nowhere close.
Yeah.
So me having my own bar and some of the guys who are closer to my strength will deadlift with me, and then Adam will have his bar, and then some of the guys that are closer to his strength will deadlift with him. So that's why we each have our own deadlift bar.
His and hers.
I'm
that's
fine
awesome.
with that. Now Adam stole mine, so
I like this one.
So
yeah.
And all of our clients are on the same workout split.
Oh, they are.
I mean, there's some of them that are a little bit different. Like if it's just a mom that's trying to lose weight, obviously ain't gonna be doing fucking log.
Yeah,
like,
for sure. Yeah.
Wait, what?
But like athletes, like all of our other strong women, strong men athletes, they do the same split. There's a few of them that we have stuff just because of their work schedule, whatever. We have them flip flop some stuff around. But other than that, what we do is what all of our clients do.
Yeah, and for the most part, with each of our clients, we both collaborate on that. So we do all of our programming week to week. So every week, if they're a strongman or strongwoman athlete or a power lifter, they're sending us videos on all of their compounds, all of their events. We're critiquing them. We're choosing their weight, their sets and reps for the following week, changing up accessories every week for like leg day, back day, shoulder day, their arm work, chest work, whatever. So we kind of both like work hand in hand with that. There's certain things that I typically always do and certain things that Adam typically always says, but everybody's kind of like a collaborative effort. Some of the guys who compete at like the elite level, Adam will take charge of those, and some of the women that do strong women, like at either the competitions that I do or below the level that I do, I take charge and do those, and then I pretty much do everyone's nutrition who's on a nutrition plan, and Adam's really good with like technicality stuff with lifting, so he's really on top of that, and I think we work well together in that regard. And training wise, I feel like too, we've really both have built each other as athletes and both had kind of like a different background coming to the table. So I'd say both of us are the most successful in the last 3 years that we've been together as athletes than either of us have ever been. So
That's awesome.
That's pretty cool.
And with that, like I want to say, it's even a greater value for your clients if they have both of you to reach out to if needed, or one of you guys will step in if needed. And the other thing I thought was really special is where he met Adam out with his clients 5-6 hours away at an event he didn't have to be at, but he was there to support and coach them. I thought that was really cool. You don't see that a whole lot.
No, you don't.
And that much travel. That was really cool.
We travel a lot of places for clients.
Do you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
And we only take on a certain number of clients at a time, just because we want our programming to be very personable. We want to be able to get to know each of our clients full circle, not just through their training, and we want to be able to build like an actual relationship with them and like have them be able to come to us for things that aren't just like whatever their program is related. So I think that's something that's different than most of the coaches who do what we do, and that's something that we really enjoy, is just like building that bond and making that impact on them and being there for them when we can, like within reason. Obviously we're not like flying all across the country, but when we're able to drive there, and or if one of us is able to be a part of the competition or whatever it may be, we try to do it when we can. So.
And that's huge, because the intent that you guys have behind it isn't just about the money and the numbers to put yourself out there, but you actually have the value behind your clients as well, which sounds like.
Yeah, that's huge, especially with coaching that way, programming and everything. I don't think people realize the time that goes into that, especially video analysis, all of that. Hell yeah.
Yeah, it is. And like I said, we do ours week to week because we think that it's important to like watch the videos, critique them, see how it goes, and then judge numbers for the upcoming week based upon how this week went. Like,
Well,
it's super easy. You can jump them up
take into account fatigue and all those different things.
Yeah, or work or how they're feeling, like if they're sick,
Well, there's too many stressors outside of training that can affect programming. So if you run a 12-week cycle and then all of a sudden
a lot of shit can
sick,
happen. What if you tweak something and you take a week off?
Yep.
Yeah.
Like
Exactly.
everything just changed.
Yeah. Exactly.
And that's a huge credit to you two as well, being that, like, when Adam went to the World's Strongest Man and you're doing your top competitions and the one you just went to the Arnold, right?
Yep.
Like, you guys have full-time jobs. You're not just coaching other clients.
Correct.
You have full-time jobs on top of that. I think Adam said he had to work 40 hours by Wednesday to be able to go to your meet in Ohio. That's incredible, the amount of value you guys put into being there for each other, but your clients as well. That's really impressive.
Thank you.
Can you guys tell us a little bit more about your split? Like what days you do what on and how many days a week you train?
Yeah, off season for mine it changes a little bit more just because the level I'm at, a lot of shit. If something doesn't feel right, like I just won't go.
Yeah.
But typical, if everything is on and working how it should. Mondays is leg day, so I'll start with a squat. If I have a competition that I'm prepping for where it has a yoke in it, I'll do yokes after I squat. I like doing that because
right away after you squat, like after you hit your heavy set, or
Yep, I'll do my squats, my full workout squat, and then I'll jump on a yoke.
Okay.
That way, my legs are fatigued when I'm getting into the yoke, because chances are in a competition, the yoke's going to be further down the line of events. Your legs are going to be fatigued, your body's going to be fatigued, so I'll fatigue myself before I do my training for yoke.
Makes sense.
Tuesday is shoulder day, so it'll be a log, strict press, axle, dumbbells, whatever. And then everything else after that. Zeus, come on, dude. Go lay down.
You're a big boy.
And everything after the main movement is, like, if I'm doing a log strict, then, okay, what's my weakness in my log strict? Is it my triceps? Is it my front delts? What is it? My secondary will be to correct that weakness.
Prioritize that weakness.
Yep. And then everything past that is basically just bodybuilding. Mm-hmm. I need to get bigger. A bigger muscle is going to be a stronger muscle. So that's where I'm just going to add my size.
Yeah.
So that's bodybuilding stuff. So that's where Kim knows more about than I do, because she is an IFBB pro.
And with that, you're an IFBB pro?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's amazing. Wow. That's really good.
Straight up badass.
Oh, you said you got your pro card. I didn't realize those. That's amazing. Good for you.
Thank you.
I guess you forget that comes with the pro card. So for all of us that
For bodybuilding.
Yeah.
Bodybuilding pro card is the IFBB. And
Yes.
then strong woman pro cards are a little bit different.
Yes.
It's different federations.
Yes. So when you guys are talking about the split training you do, all the tweaks you have here and there, let's talk about how you guys recover. What's most important to you with sleep, nutrition, massages, RPR? Like, what kind of stuff do you guys do that keep you able to come back more often than not?
We do get work done, like massage therapy, when we're able to. Both of us, I think, wish that we could do it more frequently than we actually get to, and that we had people that were like more sports specific nearby.
I just want to take credit for this real quick.
He's being good right now.
He's your buddy now.
Yeah, Zeus, he's worn out. But as far as stuff at home, like we do stretching, we do rolling, we have cupping, or a cupping set, so we'll do cupping to each other sometimes here and there.
Yeah.
We have a stim machine, we have an inversion table, we have like every type of roller you can imagine. So we will do like recovery work, stuff like that.
Ice baths.
Oh,
like,
yes.
I like super dread doing. Adam actually enjoys them because he's weird like that. But
I got a funny story about ice baths later.
Here and there. Nutrition, like for me, it's kind of like hit or miss. Once in a while, I just like go in phases where I just don't care and I just eat everything because I love food. But food does not love me. Like I put on weight so easily, which is annoying. But I think that's a lot of women. But nutrition-wise, I feel like when I do actually follow some type of structure and I'm eating cleaner and I'm eating more nutrient-dense food, I do feel that my recovery is better. I feel my sleep is better. I feel my mind is better. But I don't know. I'm just like a fat kid at heart, I guess you can say. Or actually, I was a fat kid. But
Ryder and I too.
Yeah, I was as well.
But
Not me.
These fuckers are skinny as
I try
rails.
to have a balance though, like eating clean for the most part, like during the day or during the week, and then like at night, like we'll have whatever for dinner or ice cream before bed. And obviously, it's like the worst. I eat sweets. I'm a sweets person, so that's bad too. But for the most part, I would say that we eat well, 80% of the time.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. You gotta have balance.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I don't want to go to a family like dinner and I can't have that. Like,
here's my chicken and broccoli. I'll serve
right.
it here.
Yeah.
I think that was the hardest thing about bodybuilding is you can't really like have a normal life and go to like family events or things with friends. Like, yeah, you can be a part of it and you're bringing your Tupperware with you and whatever, but it's never the same. Like the enjoyment is, at least for me. I mean, some people have a stronger mindset when it comes to dieting and nutrition, but for me, again, I love food. So when I have to go to like Thanksgiving or Christmas and I'm like eating my fish and asparagus or I'm eating like my salad with chicken, it's not the same.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
In a perspective, though, you're not doing it for the rest of your life. It might just be a small little amount of time you have to prep, right?
Yeah, but with strongman, I mean, it really doesn't matter how you eat because unless you have to make weight for a weight class, I mean, you're not being judged on how your body looks. Yeah. But you do need to eat to perform. So the better that you eat, the more nutrient dense that you eat, the better you're going to be able to train, the better you're going to be able to recover, and the better you're going to be able to perform. So it's like, that pros and cons. Yeah. Like, yes, you can enjoy food and eat whatever you want, but if you do and it's not really that healthy, your body is not going to get what it needs to perform the way that you want to perform. So,
how about you, Adam?
So we probably shouldn't be having beer and pizza right now.
We're visiting. That's why.
You have guests over.
There's blueberry in it.
Yeah. It's not poison. It's got juice in it.
For me, like I was saying before, I was a very, very skinny kid. So, for me I have to force junk food. Like I eat that, like so I get calories in. Otherwise, like my metabolism is so fast, and I can get away with eating whatever I want, really, and I can still be lean.
Lucky bastard.
Yeah. But recently, I'm losing weight now to make weight for a competition coming up. So I've been eating cleaner, and obviously a lot less than I was, forcing myself to eat.
Do you want to kind of talk about how your competition you have coming up?
It's for the world record 105 deadlift.
What are you shooting for-ish?
That's a surprise.
Nice.
I have a number in mind, but...
And where is that?
San Francisco.
And is it around June, I heard?
June 14th and 15th?
Yeah, June 14th, 15th, 16th weekend.
That'll be epic. What'd you put yesterday, wasn't it?
Yeah, 8:55 for 3.
Weighing
255.
Yeah, that's...
Maybe 250 in the morning.
Yeah. So you got a ways to go then.
Yeah.
So just to specify, it's going to be at the War on the Shore Strongman, Strongwoman competition. It's a pro-am, but there's also going to be a 105 kilo world record breaker, which Adam is doing. There's also going to be a world record log press for women, and it's somewhere by San Diego. I can't think of the town.
And this was a special invite for you, right, Adam?
They had told me about it, and they didn't have it in there, and I was interested in it, and they're like, if you want to do it, we'll make you a platform to do it.
That's awesome.
That's awesome.
So I'm grateful for that.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to talk a little bit about who your heroes or inspiration were growing up to even get in lifting in the first place? I know you both come from good families, but was it your family? Was it, you and Bill Kazmaier here, Adam, or you and Brian Urlacher in Chicago? Like, you want to talk who your inspiration was growing up and how maybe that's changed as you gotten older a little bit too?
For me, it was my brothers. They originally got into it and then got me into it. They were very successful professionals as well. So it was kind of in my family to do it.
And you had another brother who's been the world's strongest man, was that correct?
Yeah, Jason Bergman.
Okay.
He was 4 times there.
That's awesome.
That's crazy.
As far as getting into it, there was nothing really that got me into it aside from going to that gym and just being there like strictly because I wanted to lose weight, and then just tried it and thought it was fun.
Yeah.
But as far as people that I look up to, any of the World's Strongest Man competitors that I would watch on TV on ESPN with my dad. I always thought that was super awesome.
Yeah.
And then once I started getting into doing it, then of course, you start looking and watching more and trying to learn from them and whatever.
And then you find out you're good at it. Yeah, it takes off. Yeah.
I know. I'm like, well, it took me until like after college to figure out something that I'm like genuinely good at.
Yeah.
Like athletic.
Is that the only reason why you're with me?
I started like 5 years before we met, so.
No, because I'm a World's Strongest Man competitor.
Oh, yes.
There it is.
Adam is my favorite World's Strongest Man competitor.
I'm not.
I think that's pretty.
I mean, there's others that I like as well, but.
I'm not her favorite, trust me.
Number one in your hearts.
In my heart, yes.
I think it's pretty common for women now, though. Recently, like now, I think it's starting to change where they're like, maybe I could do that, whether it's Olympic weightlifting, powerlifting, strongman.
Yeah.
But like when you started, that's never really on a woman's radar because it's just so new, like we talked about. So it's really cool to see that change.
Yeah, it was definitely a lot different when I had started in 2010 compared to now. Like so many things have changed in good ways. I mean, so many more women are involved in it. There's so many more opportunities for women. There's a pro level for women now. There's starting to be some money involved with it. Nothing ever is going to compare to the men. I would hope that one day it will, but it's just realistically any pro sport, when you compare male versus female, women don't get paid the same. It's just reality. But yeah, it's definitely changed a lot and continues to progress as far as the level of competition, the weights that we're lifting. I mean, comparatively, pound for pound, like some of it, I would say pound for pound, like what we're lifting compared to our own body weight, maybe more so than some of the men.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, I would say that's pretty much like a lot.
That's
of
probably pretty
sports.
similar to what you said about like CrossFit, where the chicks just keep getting better and the dudes kind of.
Oh yeah, the guys haven't gotten better at all. The women have gotten insanely fucking strong. Same thing with Olympic weightlifting. Guys have, I mean, they're getting stronger, but the women are just excelling.
Taking off.
Yeah,
Okay.
I can see that. I can see the same thing. Strong man, strong woman.
Well, I think coaches, not saying like pointing the finger, but I think a lot of us 10 years ago honestly didn't think women had it in them. Like we just didn't know how to program it before then.
Then you find out that they can't die.
We always say like a woman's like a cockroach. Like they don't die, man.
Women. So what I've noticed in coaching women recover so much faster than men do.
Yeah, they can handle so much volume.
Yeah, and they just keep coming back for more. It's great.
It's the level of crazy, right?
We're gonna edit that. But then you have like bigger athletes. Like it's a joke we say in my gym. Heavyweights are like a pane of glass on a ledge.
Yeah.
You never fucking know which way it's gonna go. Where women they just got this extra thing.
The bigger the guy is, the more they're going to have to recover.
So what you're saying is women are just that much more awesome.
Yeah, you're tougher. I'll give it to you.
Absolutely, yes.
Did you hear me screaming on the floor before?
Yeah,
she didn't even fucking.
Yeah, I know. She was smiling.
So strong women are more badass than strong men. Is that what we're getting at here?
I think with
Whatever
the
you
mindset
say.
too.
Whatever you say, honey.
He's just smarter. So what's the ice bath story?
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So at World's Strongest Man this year, at our hotel, they had in the men's locker room, they had these giant jacuzzis.
Okay.
One of them was a hot tub. One of them was an ice bath. Giant.
Contrast.
Yeah. So all the athletes, after we got done competing for that day, we'd go in there. Well, my dad was with us, and after we got back off the bus, I told him, like, we're gonna go do this. If you guys want to, if you want to come with us, this is what we're gonna do. Because we're outside all day in the heat, and that cold felt good.
And where was it this year?
The Philippine Islands.
Okay.
So my dad, he's never done anything like that before, and I didn't even tell him. I just said, hey, we're going in there. You want to come? There's a jacuzzi in there.
That's awesome.
So obviously all of us. So Thor gets into the ice bath. I get in, and then Rob Kearney gets in. My dad gets in. He thought it was the hot tub. And he just gets in. He stood right up and didn't move. And I'm like, I see his face. I'm like, you thought that was the hot tub. And he just shook his head. That was it.
I'm done. Great.
He got out and got in the hot tub. He never came back from the
How big of a damn or ice bath. What was that? They have all those dudes in it.
Oh, you could
Christ.
probably fit in the cold one, maybe 10 guys. In the hot, 20. I mean, it was huge.
10 strong.
10
Strong
strong.
man.
Strong man.
Yeah, that's two people.
Yeah.
Basically regular.
But no, it was huge. So it was very accommodating for sure.
That's awesome.
I wish every hotel had a cold bath.
Right?
That'd be so nice to a hot tub.
I can't even find it in town.
No.
And it was in our hotel.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
You can market that and do a pretty good job. So I know you have the deadlift coming up here, Adam. But what do you guys see in the future for the both of you? Where would you, if you don't want to give away all your secrets, kind of, next 5 or 10 years, kind of hard to answer. But what would you guys like to progress to?
Like together or individually? Or?
Well, just obviously in a relationship that's given. But I mean, as far as as strength athletes or bodybuilding, do you have an idea of kind of where you want to take,
In 10 years? Oh, man.
Or not even that, just where would you want to go in the future with this? What you're doing right now? What do you enjoy? Where do you want to get to? And if you had a goal or something you kind of want to hit.
Well, both of us have competed at the highest level in our sport. So Adam's made to World Strongest Man, which is the most
insane,
elite, that everybody knows about, watching on ESPN, whatever. And he's competed at Arnold's in Australia, and he's done Giants Live, which is qualifier for World Strongest Man. And I've competed at pro shows for World Strongest Woman. I competed in the 82 kilogram class, which I guess would be considered the middleweight class. And I've competed at USS Pro Women's Worlds 3 times now, and then competed at the Arnold twice now. So we both have competed at the highest level and the highest shows that we're able to obtain for each of our categories in the sport. So I guess the goal would be to continue to compete at that level, earn more titles, like go to those shows, win, be able to maintain the status of being a champion or whatever. But then too, just like progressing in our lifts. So not necessarily that it has to be in a competition, but just progressing on our maxes, like deadlift, like how Adam is preparing to get ready for in June, or I would like to do the same, like build my deadlift, build my log press, load a heavier stone, like certain goals that I could achieve at home or in competition if it came available. But I think for the most part, I just enjoy competing. Like I'm just a competitive person. So is Adam. Like I said, we compete at like the stupidest things like eating or like board games or like whatever. Just,
well, I think you win at making brownies.
Yeah, awesome.
I don't know.
I think I win at making like all food, since that's
Those are damn good brownies. Your brownies would be better?
Yes.
She tries French toast.
Let's have a bake off. But
If you
I
have
think
mine, you won't know what the hell's going on.
boy, man,
You're baked.
I think though, as far as like not competition related, but as athletes, one goal that we have pretty much had and talked about since day one is to have our own gym. And even though we have this, set up as a gym here in our garage and we have all our specialty equipment that we need, eventually down the line we would like to have our own space, and whether that be just personal space for people that we know, or be like a gym that anybody can come and join. That's just kind of been something that has been in the back of our mind, something that we want to do eventually. And if it was going to be a gym that was open to the public, we want it to be something that is geared towards like strongman, powerlifting, people who are doing bodybuilding, people who are coming in just to lose weight or whatever, something that offers everything in one place. And then also having like massage therapy there, or having like whatever type of like physio people who are there, that anybody can come in and get everything they need done in one place. So that would be our ideal down the line, is to own that. And then I would like to get back into like doing in-person personal training, and then we would continue doing our programming as well, like our online programming, really none of our clients are local besides one, a girl that I have getting ready for a figure competition right now, and we really enjoy doing that, as you have seen yourself. So kind of just everything coming together in one place and just being able to do something that we're both super passionate about. So
That's amazing. It's like right up your alley that you guys have pursuing that. It's what you can bring to others is pretty special. Adam, what would you say? Or would you want to add to that?
What was the question?
What in the future? Anything else you're thinking about?
Yeah.
You're so long-winded, Kim.
Right now, my main focus obviously is to get this deadlift world record. It was never actually a plan of mine in the beginning, but I seen the opportunity, so now I grabbed it. So now I'm committed to doing it until I get it.
Oh yeah.
And then after that, I still want to try to knock off that 1,000-pound deadlift. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Eventually, I'm going to do it. And obviously, right now, main focus of mine is fighting. So
Yeah.
when I'm training harder on fighting, my lifts go down because I'm losing more weight. Conditioning is changing. Everything is different. It's a completely different sport. So the 1,000-pound might have to take a back seat for a little while until I get some fights going. And
The what?
what?
You want to talk about your fighting career you have going on that you're making?
Yeah, so part of my family does MMA fighting professionally. So I figured since I accomplished my goal in strongman, I want to accomplish something else. And the next would be fighting.
And that's an awesome journey to take, because most people would just avoid that at all costs. At the
There's more
top of the
money in
level. Oh yeah, there you go. You get the balls to do it. That's the bottom line. That's impressive right there.
Yeah.
That's awesome. So, and you said 1,000-pound deadlift is your overall goal for.
Yep, I said when
That's
I was younger and I started, my goals were to deadlift 1,000 pounds and go to World's Strongest Man.
Wow.
So World's Strongest
Got
Man is
one more to
done. Yep, and now we got to knock that one out.
You carry any body weight, it doesn't matter what you pull, just pull it.
Yeah.
All right, that's awesome. Yep. So if people want to get in touch with you guys, if you have any more room in the future, or they just want to see what you guys are doing in the gym or just in your lives, what are your Instagram tags, or how can people reach you guys?
Instagram, mine is Kim_Derks_strongwoman. We also have a team page, which is Derks.strong. And then Adam, do you want to say your Instagram?
AJ_Derks.
And then on Facebook, I have an athlete page that is, I think it's Kim Derks Pro Strong Woman, or Kimberly Derks Pro Strong Woman. I don't know, clearly.
Something like that.
I don't use Facebook enough. And
Search that shit.
Yeah. Search that. Or my personal page, I guess you can say, is Kimberly Baum Derks on Facebook too. But we definitely use Instagram the most, so that's the best way to reach us. And then on our Instagram, we have an email that people can reach us for if they're looking for programming. And